Good morning and welcome to the Tobago Updates morning show, coming to you here live from the Port Mall in Scarborough. And we see the sunrise there. Beautiful, beautiful indeed. Right here in Tobago. Good morning, viewers, and welcome to the Tobago Updates morning show, coming to you here live from the Port Mall in Scarborough. As we continue to give God thanks for life, I am Julian Skeet.
And I am Maria Richardson George, and this is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. Good morning, Tobago. Good morning, Trinidad. Those of you viewing in the Caribbean, and those of you on the live, good morning, good morning, good morning. You know, I love Thursdays.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
I love Thursdays.
Because it's that cruising, heading on down.
Into the weekend.
Down. Real celebration time in Tobago once again. You know, we had the opportunity yesterday, and we want to take that opportunity to really extend our congratulations to the newly elected Senate President, Nigel De Freitas. Indeed, our very own Tobago son of the soil, yes, here. Really making us proud, Ria, having gone through, held the responsibility formally as Vice President, yes, of the Senate, and continuing to operate within the Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago, and then having the opportunity, given that the then Senate President, now that designate in President in waiting, as some have described it, due to take up the position, so she would have resigned as Senate President. And yesterday, upon the meeting of the Senate, being going into elections, and we saw the election of Nigel De Freitas, and I feel like this continues to be a good and excellent indication, particularly on the part of the current administration, sending a signal. If for no other reason, as I like to say, these things for me serve as motivation. So it gives us a clear sense. Persons don't only have to come from the capital of Trinidad and Tobago, which is Port of Spain, to ascend to high office, but you can be from any part of Trinidad and Tobago and ascend and be able to take up high office, as we have seen with our very own Prime Minister, Chief Justice, and the like. So this is really an achievement for Tobago, and in fact Trinidad and Tobago.
Definitely Tobago has done it again, and again we are proud, definitely are proud of Senator De Freitas. We take the opportunity to extend congratulations at this time to him. We certainly are proud, and I mean, Tobago has done it yet again, and this seems to be a week of celebrations, from PAN all the way into politics. So,
but this is good politics.
This is good politics,
and not bacchanal politics.
No. This is the good. This is the good one.
This is the good one indeed. All right, viewers. At this point, we head on over to news in 90 seconds.
Oh, thank you so much, Julian and Ria. And here I have your news in 90 seconds for Thursday, the 19th of January, 2023. So the Upper House elected Tobagonian Nigel De Freitas as the President of the Senate yesterday. De Freitas was elected following the resignation of Christine Kangaloo on Tuesday. However, he is no stranger to the role, having served as Vice President of the Senate between 2015 and 2022. During a cabinet reshuffle last year, De Freitas stepped down as Vice President of the Senate to serve as Minister in the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries. Meanwhile, former President of the Chaguanas Chamber of Industry and Commerce, Richie Sukai, was appointed to the Senate on the government's bench. Additionally, bailiffs are not authorized to break down homes of anyone or throw out their belongings, according to a ruling in the High Court from Justice Frank C. Posad. As a result, High Court judge ordered a Tobago woman, a licensed bailiff, to compensate the owners of a house in Argyle, Tobago, after they were found to have trespassed on the property. The owners were awarded $75,000 in damages, while Justice C. Posad also ordered that his judgment be sent to the Attorney General's office to determine whether or not the bailiff's license should be revoked. And finally, former government minister Jack Warner accused the Regulated Industries Commerce, RIC, of selling dreams to the population of Trinidad and Tobago. On Tuesday night, Warner spoke at the first public consultation regarding the proposed electricity price increase from TNTech to customers in Mayaro. He alleged that nowhere in the presentation by the RIC official had he heard anything about the customers' interests. Warner lamented that several government ministries owe TNTech large sums of money in electricity bills and stated that they should pay for what they owe before they come to the poor people. And that's your news in 90 seconds.
Thank you very much
Thank you
there.
there,
Thank you very
Chanel.
much there, Chanel. And that issue of the rate increase continues to be a very topical one. Is there ever a good time? Ever a good time at all, especially now.
Exactly.
You know, to treat with the issue of a rate increase. All right, so we're heading straight on into our birthday celebrations for this morning. It's Thursday, the 19th of January, 2023. And we get started with a very, very familiar face. This looks like Officer Andre Sebro. And you know, one has to pause. If you were seeing me now, you'd see the salute in the mix. Certainly, you know, our very good friend out there indeed. And I think for most of Tobago knows him through traffic.
That's right. And I'll tell you, he's still the undisputed champion when it comes to traffic direction on the roads. I have not met any other police officer within traffic branch, within the police service, who can direct traffic like Andre Sebro.
I always say I want to commend him on the fact that there's that friendly approach to policing.
That's right. He takes it to the other level.
Correct. It's not just about the rules full stop, but there's that friendly approach to policing, and sometimes that is necessary in building this greater community that we are looking towards.
Many of them, Julian, many of them can take a page or two out of Andre
Sebro's He even issues you a ticket when he comes to that with a smile.
Yes.
All right. We want to say birthday shout-outs on screen to Arvel Mills. Arvel Mills, wishing you a happy, happy birthday this morning.
Happy birthday, Arvel Mills. And my girl out there, Lisa Beckles, celebrating her birthday. Lisa, love going out to you this morning from all of us, from Cinnamon Hill Wesleyan Holiness family, the Wesleyan family, my family to yours. Love going out to you. And this is one of our surprises here over the last couple of days. Chanel Crawford, who just dropped into Tobago Update, surprised us, ended up on the show yesterday morning. I have to say, it was appointed time. Chanel, love going out to you. Happy, happy birthday from my family to you.
Happy, happy birthday going out to Chanel. As you know, it's also my classmate out of Bishop's years. Yes?
And that's her there, you know. I'm really celebrating, really enjoying. I think this was probably at the pool party. I'm not sure.
Enjoying the celebration. Yeah. Well, there's always a later will be greater kind of time,
that's right, that's right.
In this celebration. And we have on screen, it's Damari. And, you know, I saw this birthday greeting, and this is coming from Ria Orr, as your mom, your sister, Aliyah Holder, and the entire family, wishing you a happy, happy birthday, Damari, and God's continued blessings, as I know Mommy continues for all her children to be on her knees, ensuring as every parent would do. And therefore, we're wishing a happy, happy birthday to each and every one of you celebrating with us this morning. And we also want to pull up that special photo this morning, sending once again congratulations to Senate President, newly elected Senate President Nigel de Freitas. And in case people don't understand what this means, in addition to his responsibilities, or I should say as part of his responsibilities as Senate President, whenever the elected president is out of the country or out of the jurisdiction, he will also be acting as president of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, because the Senate, correct, the Senate president acts. And, you know, I think it is safe to say he would have been the youngest person serving as vice president. And now on to it's very possible, and I think perhaps the first president elected as Senate president, the first Tobagonian elected as Senate president, and once again, a very young and capable within that portfolio. So certainly this is an opportunity to extend commendations. We should all continue to be proud here. You know, one, as our young persons elevate to high office and continuing to represent us indeed. Congratulations, Nigel de Freitas.
Congratulations indeed. Julian, if we can just check in very quickly here with the live, we see Joan Phillips Pierce says, good morning to our Tobago Updates crew and my Tobago people from work in Innova Alexandria Hospital, Alexandria, Virginia. Much love. So we have persons viewing all the way from Virginia, and beyond.
And I know Joan Phillips Spear, have no fear. We've got a celebration Rhea coming up in August. She's going to send us that invite. She's already in contact. Thank you in advance. All right, in August coming up here. I also see we have on the live this morning Ricardo, Julia Brown, Selma Lashley, Liesel James. She's back with us. She was connecting with us from abroad out on vacation for a bit, but I think she's back with us safely now. All right, welcome back, Liesel James, QQ Melville. All right, on the live with us this morning. Thank you so much, folks, for the continued love and support. And of course, our ever faithful as well, Pearl Murray Baird. Morning to you out there. Wishing, and you know, we thank you so much for continuing to choose the Tobago Updates morning show. Rhea, who do we have on the rundown this morning?
All right, so Julian, we start things off this morning chatting with Shelley Johnson Edwards, who is the branch manager for ADB, which is the Agricultural Development Bank Tobago branch. And this morning we're going to be chatting about an ADB training seminar that is for all farmers and interested farmers, I believe. She's going to give us some more information on it.
All right, and we look forward to those discussions. We'll also this morning be hearing from Kyla Keith Wilson and Kerry Celestine, representing Kyla Keith Wilson, representing the Knickers Netball Academy, and Kerry Celestine representing the Eagles Basketball Academy. And we're speaking netball and basketball coaching for all.
All right, and we're going to wrap things up this morning. In fact, Julian is going to wrap things up this morning as we focus on the Rotary Club District 7030. Yes, 7030, a governor's visit. The governor is going to be on the program with us this morning, and other members of the Rotary Club of Southwest Tobago are going to be joining us, and we're going to be talking about the governor's visit. We hear, you know, I guess you tell us more about that.
Certainly, we're looking forward to those discussions. It's that time within the Rotary year, and the visit happening here in Trinidad and Tobago, and more specifically being in Tobago at this point for the continuation of his visit. So we look forward to those upcoming discussions this morning. And I'm getting a quick comment coming in there. Morning, Miss Rhea from Glamorgan. All right, so shout outs from Laura Bernard, and Selma Lashley's loving that greenery.
Good morning. Now, let me tell you something here very quickly. Laura Bernard, we go all the way back to where I was previously, worked in media previously. But I'll tell you, I haven't seen this lady in a number of years, but I say good morning to you, Laura Bernard. And lots of love, and I owe you a visit. So I'm putting my number out there. Just give me a shout. I don't think I have it on this phone, so it's 707-7205. Just give me a shout, and we will connect, definitely.
All right, and remember, viewers, we continue to be so thankful to our sponsors, and this is Classic Cuts by Aquilon, located in Susuland. Remember to continue to connect, one of our sponsors here on board at the Tobago Updates Morning Show. Thank you so much for your continued love and support to each and every one of you. It's an exciting morning ahead. Those of you joining us via TV, those of you listening in to us on the radio, and to each and every one of you online, this is your opportunity to share the live, share the live, share the live.
Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Socialize! Friday, 27th of January, Shore Park Complex.
Don't worry, lover. Don't worry, friend. Don't worry, partner. Socialize is yeah. Don't worry, lover. Don't worry, friend. Don't worry, partner.
Socialize! Friday, 27th of January, Shore Park Complex.
It's so much man, good day. Socialize.
Socialize!
Freedom at last, raise a glass. Boy,
Socialize!
27th of January. Look for where.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Scary. Yeah, boom. Jesus Christ, mother walk. Look at people behavior. Yeah, we getting on bad, we up in your area. Yeah, when you see we coming, you know it's danger. Yeah, we better than you and all of your neighbor. Yeah, and we no afraid nothing. We no afraid, we no afraid, we no afraid nothing. We no afraid, we no afraid, we no afraid nothing. Cause we no afraid, we no afraid.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes for breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back, viewers, and you can see there beautiful live shots of Lower Scarborough. Almost looks like it's Lambo, Tobago. If you're familiar with the outskirts of Scarborough, then you will have an idea of where that is. Beautiful, beautiful Tobago. Viewers, at this time, we're chatting this morning with Shirley Johnson Edwards, who is the branch manager of the Agricultural Development Bank Tobago branch. And this morning, we're focused on a two-day ADB training seminar that they are proposing. Good morning and welcome to you, Mrs. Edwards.
Good morning and thank you for having me.
Now, it's nice to have you on the program. Before we get into the meat of the matter, which is the training seminar that you're hosting, give us an idea of the role and function of the ADB within the scheme of the agricultural sector.
The ADB Bank was established to assist persons in the agriculture industry. Oftentimes, persons narrow agriculture to just farming, livestock, fishing.
Right.
However, the ADB Bank can provide financing for persons on the agricultural value chain. So that includes agro-processors, that includes catering, that includes persons who do confectionery such as red mango. It can also cater to persons who want to open veggie marts, meat shops. The ADB can finance all those persons once it is linked to agriculture.
Do you sometimes have persons coming into the bank saying, I didn't know this, I didn't know that I was, you know, I was eligible?
Yes, that has been a common trend, and we have been working as an organization to promote our bank to change that common mindset of the ADB.
Okay, and what sort of services, what are some of the services and grants, loans that are accessible to farmers or agro-processors or anyone on that agricultural chain?
We have a wide scope of products and services. The most popular loan we have is called the New Reality Loan,
Right.
where we finance 80% of a client's project. Allow me to go further. So once somebody comes with a project idea, let's say the project has an estimated cost of $100,000,
Right.
then the client has to put out 20% contribution. So that contribution can be in the form of cash, or if you already started the project, receipts can subsidize to show that you, the client, would have contributed to the project.
At least with your 20%.
Yes. And then the ADB now will finance 80%. We do project-based financing, which means the project must be viable and be able to repay for itself. So, of course, it's a risky type of lending. So we have some collateral that is required, up to 30, minimum 30% collateral in addition to your contribution.
Wow, and that is interesting to note. I'm sure a lot of persons were certainly not aware. Just allow me to make a correction here. That live shot, can we go back to that quick live shot there? That live shot is not Lambo. I understand it is Studley Park. It is Studley Park, that's right. And the shot is courtesy, that live shot is courtesy Socialize. And that is Studley Park. That is heading East Tobago. And, you know, for those of us who live East Tobago, we should have recognized that shot. Somehow it looked very much like Lambo. All right, but I'll leave it there. Thank you so much for that. So let's talk now a little bit here, Mrs. Edwards, about the two-day seminar that the ADB is hosting.
Apart from financing projects, we also have a developmental role to play to the society and to, more specific, our farming and our agriculture society. So what we have recognized as an organization is that a lot of persons involved in this industry need some capacity building.
Right.
Oftentimes we see poor record management, no bookkeeping. It is often seen as just trying to make a living, other than it's a business you are trying to run, and to run a sustainable business. And of course, so the national drive to eat what we grow, with rising food prices, persons now have to see themselves and equip themselves in order to run a successful agro-entrepreneur business.
All right, and this is for farmers?
This is
only?
For farmers, not farmers, anyone who is involved on the agricultural scale. So it is not limited to farmers. However, for this first session, we partnered with the Argyle United Farmers Development Group.
Yes.
So this group has a membership of at least 50 members. However, 25 participants came from that group, so they extended courtesies to other persons on that side of the island to attend this workshop. So this workshop was actually pre-registered because we want to give the participants a certificate after completion of this workshop.
All right. Now give us an idea of some of the topics that will be covered over the two-day period.
Right, so the first topic will be covered is the basic fundamentals to marketing. Right, as a lot of persons involved in the agriculture industry do not know how to market their products. Sometimes they are limited to the way they utilize technology, our social media platforms, and of course the basic marketing foundation, the 4 Ps. So they have the product, sometimes they have the place, the pricing, but they limit themselves with promotion, especially our older category of persons. So we just want to assist these persons in utilizing social technology, also give them the basics of marketing to assist them to sell their products and in turn raise the revenue of their business. Also, we will be focusing on money laundering, which is a rising social issue in our economy, and we believe that the farmers should be aware of money laundering and how it can impact their business. This identifying counterfeit money, this was actually a request from the Argyle Farmers Group because they had the harsh experience of one of their farmers taking in counterfeit cash. So they asked how to identify that. Otherwise to that, we have record management, where farmers should know the importance of storing their receipts, their invoices, business transaction receipts. This segment will also cover the basic fundamentals of marketing, bookkeeping, and simply for the farmers to be able to assess whether their business is profitable or not. So these are just some of the topics that will be covered in this 2-day workshop.
All right, and you said persons had to pre-register.
Yes.
At this point, how many persons would have registered?
We are at 45 persons, and I am certain there are persons who will just come to the events. So I am certain we met the 50 targets.
Okay.
50
So that was your ceiling?
Yes.
All right. Now, very quickly here, you know, when we're talking about agriculture and agricultural development and persons growing what they eat, how difficult or how simple or easy is it really to just decide today for tomorrow, look, I want to start a garden. I can no longer, my salary is no longer able to cover the groceries, cover the food that my family eats, and I want to start something. How easy or difficult is it to start?
It is not difficult to start. The important thing is to start. You can ask someone for an old tire, and you put your dirt inside it and you plant it. It's that simple. It's easy for us to start, even if you start at a level where it's just sustenance, just to sustain your family, and from there you expand. The important thing is to start.
Is to start. All right. Now, Shelley, how can persons contact the ADB?
The persons can reach us via our telephone contact at 612-0163, or you can reach us at our Facebook or even our Instagram pages.
All right, and remind us again of where this seminar is being held.
This seminar will be held on the 19th and the 20th, which is today. We start today from 10 a.m. at the Bell Garden Multipurpose Facility.
All right, from what time?
From 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
All right, and is it that's it? Can persons still come by, or is it closed off?
Persons can come by. The only disadvantage is that they will not be able to get a certificate.
Okay, because
or probably we could
been...
probably arrange for them to get it after.
Okay.
But they can still come by because it's all about just equipping as much persons in this sector as possible.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being on the program with us this morning. We really appreciate it. And you see the ADB making steps to improve the lives of farmers and anyone within that, or that is on that agricultural spectrum. So you're a food processor, agro processor, you're on the spectrum. Please get the information so that you can be better at what you do. And it's all about ensuring that we've got food to eat, to sustain ourselves, and to be able to feed others. All right? So thank you so much again for being on the program with us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
All right, viewers, lots more coming up on the Tobago Updates Morning Show. In fact, we're going to be heading over to Candace just after the break as she chats with Kyla, Keith Wilson, and Kerry Celestine. And it's all about netball and basketball, coaching for all. So share the live, share the live, share the live.
Everybody only worrying.
Never ever worry, don't mind how things looking hard. I tell them never ever worry, if your life can't get damaged bad. I tell them never ever worry, what I'm saying is true. So just consider, Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry, don't mind if life make you sad. I tell them never ever worry, if your house get flooded out real bad. I tell them never ever worry, what I'm saying is true. So just consider, Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry, if sickness catch you off guard. I tell them never ever worry, if times fall on you real hard. I tell them never ever worry, what I'm saying is true. So just consider, Tatil will always be here for you.
Never worry about a thing. Tatil, where people are people. You know what I mean.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, morning.
I am Candice Jackson for Out and About. Of course, with the Tobago Updates morning show, I am here at the Shore Park Hard Court where we are in the midst of activity. Of course, you've seen behind me some girls playing netball, and then just across on my right, there is basketball going on in full progress. Yes, so it's all about sports, it's all about getting our young people active and so on. But right now, I'm going to tell you about what's happening in netball, and none other than Miss Kyla Wilson of Nickers Netball Academy. Good morning and welcome to you, Miss Kyla Wilson.
Good morning. Thank you. How are you doing?
I am great. So first of all, you are running a netball activity, netball academy here at Shore Park, and you chose the name Nickers.
Yes.
Why?
As a child growing up, raised where young ladies wear knickers under their garments and that's where my passion and love for netball came. So brainstorming and what I could name the academy is something that holds true to me, is ladies should be always properly attired or so. So knickers, we wear knickers. Yeah, so Nickers Netball Academy.
It can't get more unique than that, folks. Now, I mean, of course, you're running a netball academy here, and Tobago has had a very long history, a very rich history, in fact, where netball is concerned. What is your goal here in establishing this academy?
We have seen for too long a fall and a gap in the amount of players that we're able to produce, and not just players in communities or so, but representation on a national team. And the objective of it is, if it is we could fix and adjust the communities, produce elite athletes, strong athletes, and then penetrate into the national stage and be able to have more Tobagonians represented on the national teams going forward, the under-16s, the under-21s, the under-23s, and the senior teams going forward.
So what is the age range for the girls that you have involved in this academy?
I have as young as 4 and 5 and as old as 22.
Yeah. Right. And they're from all different schools?
All different schools across the island. Even schools that don't compete in netball like Harmons. I have a child that actually trains with me as well. Yeah.
Okay. And you know what? This is your second year in doing this? The second cycle of...
Second year, but the club was established in 2018. But then we had COVID. I spent 2019 saving and buying all my equipment and all of that, making my own poles and so. But then COVID happened, so I had to be on pause. So as the COVID finished, it was go. Everything was in place.
And then what has it been like, you know, just being able to restart and just get the girls back in the game?
It's an amazing feeling to come on the court and see the amount of young ladies interested in playing sport, playing a feminine sport, not just like the football, you know, and where I could give them an opportunity to understand that they could play a sport, be academically sound, and develop as beautiful, holistic young ladies. Yeah.
And then what is so different about the way that you are coaching your netballers, as opposed to what they would be learning in their respective schools?
I'm not sure if I bring a difference. I bring foundation to the game. right? So I ensure that what you learn is from foundation up, so your foundation should be properly laid after leaving here. So when you go back into your school or your community, you should be able to impart something a little better. You should be able to add to it. So it's not that I am different. Maybe my coaching style might be questioned sometimes because I'm a boisterous person on court. I'm a bit, not aggressive, but I'm a bit firm. But at the same time, you'll be amazing how at the end of it, these children come, Miss, how was your day? They bring something for me, loving at the same time. So it's just striking a balance in my style of coaching.
And then what have you seen developed in your girls since you've been doing this?
Oh, the joy is seeing a child coming, not being able to catch, not being able to shoot, not being able to use their hand and legs at the same time, and then seeing them winning the high school best shooter competition, Keiko Roy, for example, coming in, no netballer, no sport, no nothing, and going on to dominate to win. Even Akisi Kwashi coming in, not knowing anything. I hunted her down in a supermarket like, yo, I like your height, I need you to play netball, you're going to make a national team. And currently they are vying for the national under 16.
Wow.
Yes.
So how many girls do you have that are on that path?
Currently we have 14 girls in trials for the under 16s and the under 18s currently, but overall Nickers has about 30 or so girls on rotation training and playing here.
And how often do you train?
I train Mondays, Shore Park, 4:30 to 6:30, Wednesdays Montgomery, 4:30 to 6:30, and Saturday mornings from 7 a.m. all the way until 11 a.m. different age groups on a Saturdays.
And then how can people get involved if they want to, if there are other girls out there that are watching and, be like, hey, I need to get some more foundation when it comes to netball?
I literally live in Shore Park. I'm here almost every day. So at any given time you're driving past Shore Park, you stop in, Coach Kyla, I want to play netball. The one word that comes out of my mouth, come, when you could start. I don't ask you anything else. Come when you could start, right? I don't turn away anybody because you may fill a gap that is needed in a different aspect of the game. Yeah.
Now you are here on the Shore Park court, but you're also sharing it with the basketball team, right? We still see some basketball going on just right across there. Tell me about that partnership you have with the basketball coach.
Carrie Celestine and I, both at past students of Scarborough Secondary, both basketballers. Actually, they know me more as a basketballer than a netballer because I was more dominant there. But the love for netball is different. It's different because I'm more focused on the young ladies. So we decided, as you can see, the court is loaded.
Yes,
right?
And the energy is high.
Right. So he has a number of guys. I have a number of girls. We decided, come together, Kerry, I needed to assist me teaching these girls some basketball. I want them to get that aggression, I want them that toughness. And then we were like, you know what? Why not pull together? If we come together, we move mountains, we go further. And we decided, come together, teach the girls and the guys etiquette training, financial stability, how to carry themselves, how to dress. They can't come to training look a particular way or so. So it's like a holistic development we partnering to do with them going forward. It was very successful, cycle 1. Cycle 2 is expected to be
even bigger.
And we just excited to just keep giving to these young people.
And then what about that support? What support have you gotten since you began?
My family is behind me 100% in that aspect of support. All my funding is out of pocket. I started off actually the first year coaching, no fee attached or so. And then I realized as the numbers grew, the demand, the amount of equipment that is needed, I needed to increase. So I started charging $200 a month, and that goes towards supplying them with water, improving the equipment, because I have to be taking equipment back and forth to the different places I go. For example, I went to Roxborough for the summer, so transportation to carry up my poles, make your design poles, because I have adjustable poles where for all age groups, so it's just thinking outside of the box and just factoring in all age groups come all the way up.
And what inspired you? What inspires you to keep going?
The love for netball and growth for young people. I want to see young people I just want to see them do well. I am so proud to say, if not all of the girls that are here, at the end of every term, they have to submit their report card. Your report card is not up to scratch. What class we needed, the money that you pay to come in the month, I privately go and pay for you to attend a class or so. So it's just to see those girls thrive and just do well academically and do well. And one of the biggest joys I ever had was when we went to Jamaica in 2018 and GC Foster College saw 2 of the girls and wanted them immediately. That was just, and the pride of them knowing that they have the academics to support the skill. From that, there was no turning back from there. Yeah.
All right. Now, of course, we can't be Tobago updates and we just interviewing somebody. We have to get involved. So, you're supposed to be teaching me some skills today.
Okay. All right. So, for starters, ladies, ball. Right, so today I'm going to do a simple chest pass for you, feet shoulder width apart, right? And your arms ready to receive the ball, right? And I'm just, the demonstration side view I'll show you. At the end of it, your arms should look, follow through, right? Okay. So you step, follow through. Simple chest pass, right? To my chest, to your chest. Ready? Step. Right, follow through. So send the arms, turn them inside out. Let me see, both of them, and your arms should finish like that. Yeah. Okay. So let's try one more. Step. Brilliant. Natural. Very natural.
Well, maybe in another life.
Right.
All right. Well, Coach Kyla Keith Wilson also talked about the basketball team. So we're going to hear with the basketball coach, Mr. Kerry Celestine. And can you give us the name of your academy?
All right. So the name of my academy is Elite Eagles Basketball Academy. Right. We function right here in Shore Park. We have training for beginners, for people who are now learning to play the game, and also advanced people for who also already playing the game for years and just want an avenue to just play and just have fun and just come out and just have a good time.
What motivated you to start this basketball academy?
Good question. So when I came back from university in 2014, I came back to our school system where they didn't have any school basketball at the time. And the number of young players taking part in basketball was really low. And because basketball helped me with everything, like I got a full scholarship to go to university. My mom didn't have to spend no money for me in university. I got housing, I got food, I got everything from basketball. I said, you know what, let me come back and invest my time and my expertise into basketball so I could give somebody else that opportunity.
And what's that been like? I mean, how has it been, you know, just getting it started and, you know, getting young fellas involved?
Well, first it started off as a volunteer stuff. So I just used to, anybody who's interested could come out and learn the game. And it started off really slow, but then it started to build up. And now I have like over 50 people taking part in my club basketball. Plus I also coach at Mason Hall Secondary School and Bishop School. And we have like about 50 plus in each school. So we have a lot of young people who now taking part in basketball. And for me, that brings a joy to me because I've seen young people come on the court, which is a safe environment for them to just learn and partake in sport. That's the vision, that's the mission that I had for my club. And I'm seeing it coming to pass, and I love what I'm seeing so far.
So are we seeing some young fellas coming out of your club and, you know, finding their way onto, let's say, national teams and out at the colleges and so on?
Yes, so right now we have 3 players who are on the 16 national team, right?
Wow.
They was training all year last year. We have one guy who's here who also have coaches from the States calling because they want numbers, how much points he's scoring because they want to get him out there as soon as this year. So when he finished 5th form here, he's going to transition straight into the US program. So for me, I just want to bridge that gap where I could get young athletes from Trinidad and Tobago to the States where the opportunities is big. It's so much opportunities, and I just want to give them as much opportunities as possible.
Certainly. And then how can people get in contact with you? What do they need to join this?
All right, so you could contact me at my number is 754-6078. Also, we have an Instagram page where we upload videos, you know, and we try to do a lot of holistic development. So we have dinners, we go to hikes, we do like different things to build these young men, like table etiquette. Then we have people coming in to help them with developing them. So it's just not just about basketball, but it's about development. We want to develop young men on the island because we see that for me, I believe that young men are the future leaders and stuff like that, and we want them to be able to go out there confidently, knowing that they can carry themselves as young men and, you know, just become better individuals and citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Good. So I'm going to teach you to shoot today, all right? So like I tell my players, when you're shooting, I want you to remember one word, which is beef. Like a beef roti, a beef gyro, just beef.
All right, this is interesting.
Right, so each letter in the word beef represents something in shooting. So the B stands for balance. So you need to be, your feet need to be shoulder width apart and your toes facing the ring. Good? Get that? Nice. Secondly, your elbow have to face the ring. Yeah. Right? Next, your eyes have to be on the ring, and the last thing is a follow through or the flick of the wrist, right? Okay. Remember the song, look at the flick of the wrist? Yes. Right, so you want to flick your wrist to shoot the ball. So I want you to take one step forward. Good. You right-handed or left-handed?
Right-handed.
Good. So we're going to start off by having you in the triple shot position. So put your hand on top of the ball and the next hand on the side of the ball. Good. Perfect. So I want you, right, your feet to be facing the ring. Good. Bend your knees. Good. So when you're going to shoot now, you're going to take your hand and bring it over your forehead. So you want to see through this space. You want to bend your knees, and then I want you to push the ball straight over the front of the ring. Voila! And it's simple like that. Good job.
Thank you so much.
And that's shooting in a nutshell.
And I guess that's how we have to leave it, viewers. Thank you for joining, and stay tuned because we have more coming up on the Tobago Updates morning show after the break.
Ilakai Home Services. We specialize in cleaning of carpets and rugs, mattresses, living room and dining room sets, vehicle detailing, cleaning and sanitizing of homes and commercial spaces. We also do landscaping and tree cutting, pressure and power washing, floor care, fumigating and air purifying. You can also call us for professional painting services, babysitting and adult sitting. Call us now 333-4430 at Mamaila Kai Home Services. We take cleaning to another level.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Viewers, and welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show, coming to you here live from the Port Mall in Scarborough. As we continue this morning, beautiful, beautiful views there of our Tobago. Continue to enjoy our clean, green, safe and serene space. And in this segment, we are happy to welcome on set with us this morning, the District 7030 Governor, Leslie Lawrence Ramdani, OBE, having served and given distinguished service at various levels, serving as our past assistant governor on consecutive occasions within the leadership of his very own club out there, the Rotary Club of Grenada, and giving service to our district. In this year, he is serving as the district governor with responsibility for District 7030. And this forms part of his Trinidad and Tobago visit starting in early January. And now he's here with us in Tobago. Welcome, DG Leslie.
Good morning, Assistant Governor Julian. It is indeed a pleasure to be visiting Tobago as the last part of my Trinidad and Tobago trip. They say you leave the best for last. Is that so?
Well,
that's what I say.
We will certainly welcome that. And viewers, this morning it's twofold for me. For those of you who know me, Rotary is one of those organizations that I'm certainly dedicated and committed to, and I currently hold the responsibility working along with this distinguished district governor as assistant governor. So this morning we're here to speak about your Tobago leg of the visit. But just before we go into that, to touch a bit with our presidents, we want to get a sense from you in relation to tell us a little bit about what's the composition of District 7030?
Okay, District 7030, we are 74 clubs strong, 74 Rotary clubs. I think it's about 45 Rotaract clubs, and we also have Interact clubs. All these clubs are members of Rotary. So District 7030 begins from St. Kitts up in the north and takes the complete island chain, including Martinique and Guadeloupe, all the way down to the South American continent, ending at French Guiana. We also include the ABC Islands, Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao. So 17 countries, 74 clubs, Rotary clubs.
Excellent. And I'd like you to tell us a little bit. I know there's a distinction, particularly in your year, of the new Rotary International president. Tell us a little bit about the theme and, of course, the significant history in Rotary this time around.
In Rotary, this is a historic year in Rotary as far as we are concerned. Our president this year is a female, Jennifer Jones. She hails from Windsor, Canada. She has been a Rotarian for many years and has served at the Rotary International level as a director of Rotary International. This year, Rotary is so structured and we are so gender balanced that this is the first year that we are having a female as our president. So I feel very proud as being her governor to serve under the first president of Rotary International. Indeed, her theme this year is imagine. One word, imagine. Imagine how we as Rotarians, if we embrace diversity, equity, and inclusion, how we can become stronger clubs when we create clubs where everybody is welcome, everybody feels that comfort and care of each other. And she has really focused on membership, Rotary membership, because if we are to do any good in the world, it must start with us as Rotarians. So we must be united to create any change in the world if we intend, which is our intention, which is our goal, creating change to improve lives. So that unity that she's asking for, that care and comfort of members is important to ensuring that we go there as a united force when we commit to service projects to show us as people of action doing things to improve the lives of others. So she's asking us really to imagine the many possibilities out there, the many things that we can think of. As she says, you know, we go to bed, we have dreams, we have great dreams. When we wake tomorrow, we must create reality from those dreams. Do things that would improve lives to persons. And that's our focus this year. Imagine how we can do as Rotarians wonderful things to improve lives out there.
All right. So as the district governor has indicated, we've got our first female RI president, and it comes down from Rotary International to zones, and then we have districts, the district being led by District Governor Leslie Ramdani. Then there are assistant governors that support the work. And here in Tobago, I'm in that area as assistant governor, but at this point, I want to introduce you. One of the responsibility of assistant governors, they are clubs. And in Tobago, we have the benefit of 4 Rotary clubs: the Rotary Club of Tobago, the Rotary Club of Southwest Tobago, the Rotaract Club of Tobago, and the Interact Club of Southwest Tobago. And we should have on screen with us, joining us this morning virtually, the various presidents of the 2 Rotary clubs, the Rotaract Club and the Interact Club here in Tobago. Good morning and welcome, presidents.
Good morning. Good morning, it's Julian.
All right, so just make sure to unmute for me. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Good morning, H. Julian. Good morning, everyone.
From the Rotary Club of Tobago, starting things here for us in the Tobago space, given that the Rotary Club of Tobago dates back to 1969 as the first member of the Rotary family here in Tobago. Tell us of at least one of the signature projects of the Rotary Club of Tobago.
Well, one of our signature projects is the Foresight Project. It's a collaboration that we have with Value Optical. So every year, for the back to school program that we have, we try to assist students who require glasses. So Value Optical has been very instrumental over the years with that project in terms of assisting with the testing, providing the glasses, and we also provide the Rotary Club of Tobago would provide the lens, so it's a collaboration. And we assisted some students in August last year, so August this year we hope to do the same.
President Tracy of the Rotary Club of Southwest Tobago, please feel free to share with us at least one of the signature projects of the Rotary Club of Southwest Tobago.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Our signature project is the Diabetes Project, where we sensitize our community about the effects of diabetes on our communities. We would have also gone into schools, educating young adults about diabetes and in terms of eating, in terms of their health, right? Also this year, we are also going to have some DAS scan machines distributed, right? So we do this from year to year. Thank you.
Thank you very much. President Brittany of the Rotaract Club of Tobago, we also have the distinct pleasure this time around of joining with our district governor visit here in Tobago, the district Rotaract representative, Justin Schwells. So tell us about one of your outstanding projects, President Brittany.
Good morning to the family at Tobago Updates. So one of Rotaract Tobago's signature project is our Back to School initiative. This year we were excited to add another factor to our Back to School initiative. So this year we had the Back to School Career Fair, where we not only provided supplies for school students, but we also invited them to our career fair, and we partnered with the Patience Hill Open Bible Church, where we invited other stakeholders to come on board. We had the TTPS and other stakeholders where the students could have learned more about employment opportunities and to get into their career fair. So that guidance was provided to them as well as the back to school supplies.
Thank you very much. And President Kayla of the Interact Club of Southwest Tobago, and just for the benefit of our viewers, Rotaries represents the Rotary clubs, the professionals in our society. Rotaract ages 18 and over, that's our young professionals. And we have Interact, which is that high school age of 12 to 18. President Kayla, tell us about at least one of your signature projects for the Interact Club of Southwest Tobago.
Good morning, everyone. So one of our club's projects is a collaboration project with our sponsor club, Rotary Southwest, which is our annual Christmas hamper distribution. Every year around Christmas, we distribute hampers, and every year we aim to distribute more hampers. This year, I can successfully say that we would have made 53 hampers, which was over our aim. And last year we did 40, so it was a great improvement. And every year we look forward to doing it, the collaboration with our sponsor club and, giving back to the community. So that is one of our major projects that we do annually.
All right, excellent. District Governor Leslie, we know that one of your focus areas, your passion that you have engaged and encouraged the district in this year is the environment. Tell us a little bit about how that has been going within District 7030.
Okay, so wonderfully well. The environment has been adopted as one of the areas of focus by Rotary International about 2 or 3 years ago. We have 6 other areas of focus, and as I said, the environment is the most recent one. And this has to be so, because today our environment is in extreme danger. And Rotary is very focused on making sure that we do projects that would ensure environmental sustainability, projects that would enhance the environment rather than have degradation of the environment. So we encourage our Rotarians, all clubs in our district, and that has been my pet focus, area of focus, to do projects that would enhance the environment. And when we speak about the environment, we speak about everything around us. So doing projects like simple clean, and they can be very simple projects, clean coastal cleanups, riverside cleanups, park cleanups, getting rid of the waste that is thrown there by our people. And critically, it is important that we must educate our people that littering is not a good thing. We must keep our surroundings clean. We must present a surrounding that is natural without any garbage strewn about. So we emphasize, we ask clubs to do projects that would ensure as many cleanup campaigns as possible. Quite apart from that, we encourage things like planting trees, protecting our mangroves by planting more mangrove seedlings. Because if you realize, coastal erosion is prevalent throughout the islands. These days, sea levels are rising. We have stronger surges, and destruction to our coastal areas is very pronounced. So our responsibility as part of our work to protect the environment is to ensure that we can do things that would protect our coastline, protect our rivers, protect our parks. Planting trees, it's a very simple project, and we can never have enough trees because the trees are so important in preserving our lands, protecting us against the erosion that we see taking place when we have these heavy rainfalls. So those are the sort of environmental things that we encourage our attempts to get involved in. One of the things we promote too is plastic recycling. Plastic is a scourge in every single island. And we encourage clubs to get involved in doing as much plastic recycling as possible. Let us take away plastics from the landfill because, as I said, plastics are not a good thing for our landfills. They're very hard to decompose and we need to get rid of them. If we can recycle them, it's so much better for the environment. Yeah.
Excellent. President Tracy, tell us a little bit about some of what's in store for DG's visit starting with today, Thursday.
So at 10 a.m. this morning, we are going to the Tobago Recycling Resource Initiative, which is located at Shore Park, right? Followed by us going to the Happy Haven School to visit where the Rotary Club of Southwest Tobago would have done a project. We did a project where we gave out, so the Rotary Club of Southwest Tobago had back to school drive, right, on the 10th of September 2022, right? That we would have given out 64 back to school supplies, right? And we're keeping with our Rotary International President, Jennifer Jones, right, to make diversity, equity, and inclusion part of our year's activity, right? The schools were given items like laminating machines and other utensils that are needed for the differently abled students, right? And also at the recycling company, we would have given back plastic materials, as DG would have mentioned, right? Where we are trying to partner along with the recycling company in the initiative of keeping Tobago green and waste-free, right? So this morning we are going along toward these environments. Thank you.
All right. President Kayla and President Brittany, tell us very quickly about some of the other projects or initiatives that the district governor would be involved in here on his visit. President Kayla, start with you.
So for Interact's end, in keeping with the environmental, aspect of things, as DG would have said, the Interact Club of Southwest would have executed a project at the Tobago International Academy in Riseland. So we will be visiting that project today. That project was a plant project where we would have planted plants for the children to have different stuff like lettuce, sweet pepper, different planting stuff that, healthy stuff. And it would have also been in keeping with the recycling because you would have used recyclable materials such as the plastic bottles in different aspects of the project. So I look forward to him seeing that project and, giving his feedback on that.
All right, President Brittany for Rotaract.
Okay, so
what
the
can we look
Rotaract
forward to the visit coming up.
To carry the DRR and the DG to our project at the Plymouth Anglican Primary School in keeping with our mantra to support basic education and literacy. The Rotaract Club will execute a project where we encourage students to read, and we are also extending that project to advocate for anti-bullying. So that project will be on Friday, and we look forward to going to the Plymouth Anglican School to talking with the students there.
All right. And President Jisia, it's my information after our 2 days between courtesy calls, social activities, and projects, we get hands-on on Saturday and then the closing. Tell us a little bit about the lineup for Saturday.
Okay, so for Saturday, we start off the morning bright and early at 7:45 a.m. We do have a coastal planting that we're doing in partnership with the Forestry Department. So they have assisted us greatly with providing seedlings. So we are going along the coastline, Lambo, that area from Lambo to Lowlands there. We are going to do some replanting of sea grapes and almond trees. Just as I said, we've all seen the coastal erosion that has happened recently, and it's very important. I think it's a very, very important project. And as an environmental engineer myself, I'm very happy that our area of focus is the environment. So we have that project Saturday morning, and then we go into an island tour so that the DG and the DRR can see the beautiful island of Tobago. I know they're very excited about that. So yes, that's the morning of for Saturday.
All right. And how do you wrap things off? I'm told there will be a contingent and a celebration reception for our district governor.
Yes, so in the afternoon time, we do have a closing reception for all the Rotary family. All Rotary family are welcomed. We have some coming from Trinidad as well to close things off at Fairways at 6 p.m. On Saturday evening.
All right. District governor, I know that being in the environment is something literal for you. Tell us particularly, and you have been in Tobago before, being out on the seas in particular, what are you looking forward to? And what do you hope for as we prepare to wrap this interview? What are you hoping for to come out of this visit this time around?
Okay, but first, let me go back one. I just want viewers to, when you look on screen, look at the diversity of people there and the gender balance. Many years ago, Rotary was an all-male organization. Today, we have 4 presidents, 4 female presidents at the helm of Rotary, Rotaract, and Interact in Tobago. Just as I said before, at the helm of our international organization is a female. So you see, Rotary is doing very well to achieve that gender balance.
Yes.
And I'm very happy and excited when I hear the projects that the 4 clubs are going to be involved in, and that I will get an opportunity to witness. So I really do look forward to doing those planned tours, and, to see how strong Rotary is in Tobago and how active we are. And not only that, how they engage the community to uplift communities. That's what we do. We engage our communities, become a part of them when we do our projects, and so we give them economic upliftment. We help in that. Not only that, the range of projects that we elucidated here this morning shows us how many areas of focus that Rotary covers. It was very clear when we talk about literacy and education. You talk about disease prevention when you speak about that eye care project.
Correct.
You speak about the environment, and you have a lot of environment projects. And indeed, I'm so excited to see the type of environmental projects that the clubs in Tobago undertake. I certainly am looking forward to the trip around the island, and again to witness the flora and fauna, to see how much work Rotary has done in protecting our environment. I know you can't take me on an ocean trip, to look at things like the Boku Reef. We don't have time for that. But the marine part of the environment is important, because we'll be surprised how much debris there is at the bottom of the oceans, and it's alarming, because what we are doing is killing the pelagic life out there. That is a serious problem. Our fish, and I'll show you, fishermen would realize how scarcer and scarcer fish becomes when we go out to fish. So it's something of concern, and I'm really happy to hear our clubs are so engaged in doing things that will protect the environment. Yeah. So I really think I have two exciting full days here to view what's happening. So thank you very much for this.
All right. So thank you so much to District Governor Leslie Ramdani for joining us here on set at the Tobago Updates morning show. And as Assistant Governor, I also want to say we are looking forward to hosting you here in Tobago. And I also want to say thank you to President Jasia of Rotary Tobago, President Tracy of Rotary Southwest Tobago, President Brittany of Rotaract Tobago, and President Kayla of the Interact Club of Southwest Tobago for joining us here on set as we look forward to the visit of our District Governor, Leslie Ramdani, as he enjoys the space here, and also joining us a very historic, and we are happy to have it as well, the visit of our District Rotaract representative also would have arrived here in Tobago yesterday evening, Justin Schultz, and we look forward to the upcoming details that will be taking place. And just as a reminder, persons, you see the various arms of the organization. We are all on social media, so feel free to make that opportunity to connect because you can be a part of this very journey to make that difference in Rotary. Final 30 seconds, DG. We're streaming throughout the Caribbean region and abroad. What's your message to those potential members, Rotary, Rotaract, Interact, and Earliac?
I say to all, continue the good work we are doing, continue to spread the name of Rotary, to show our communities how much good we are doing in the world, improving lives in our respective communities. We are service-minded persons, we are engaged in service, and we commit our skills to improving lives throughout the region. So thank you very much for being here.
All right, thank you very much, District 72 Governor Leslie Ramdani, for joining us here this morning, and presidents of the various arms of the Rotary International family here in Tobago. All right, viewers, we want to thank you so much for continuing to tune in to the Tobago Updates morning show, coming to you here live from the Port Mall in Scarborough. We are signing off for now, but coming up, we will have GMT, and we are inviting, just as an indication and a reminder, all Tobago boat owners to be a part of the presentation addressing small boat regulations, fishing industry in Trinidad and Tobago, and obtaining commercial fishing license. This takes place on the 27th of January 2023. That's the 27th of January 2023 at 10 a.m. Shore Park Cultural Complex. So this is a reminder and an invitation to all Tobago boat owners. This is upcoming at the end of January. So viewers, we want to thank you so much for continuing to connect with us here this morning on the Tobago Updates morning show. We want to remind you that coming up next, we will have GMT. So remember to stay tuned. Bye-bye for now, folks.
The best place to stay in Tobago is at Thorn's Place with rates starting as low as 200 TT. Call or WhatsApp 745-7306 or 682-8676. We are located uptown Scarborough, 5 minutes away from the port. Remember, at Thorn's Place, our aim is to make your stay safe and affordable. Advertise with Tobago Updates. Call 284-6597. If you have a small or large business, we can get your information in front of the masses. Reach our rapidly growing viewership on Facebook and YouTube. Promote your brand in Trinidad and the Caribbean through M&E TV Now and Gayel. Yes, we can build unique ads for your business. Call now 284-6597 and advertise with us.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up and look, 'cause this is your show. Everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look out below, better look out below, 'cause this is your show. More, live more.
Excel Spa by Haley, where our highly trained staff are ready to deliver the top-class services in facial massages, waxing, nail enhancement, and body treatment. We are ideally located at Coco Avenue, Switzerland, Tobago. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, TripAdvisor, or you can call us on 730-0149. Excel Spa by Haley. Relax, renew, and rejuvenate.
Full disclosure with the executive every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on Tobago Updates. Real questions and honest conversations with the sole aim of keeping you fully in the know. Full disclosure with the executive every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on Tobago Updates.
Don't mind if life make you sad. I tell them never ever worry if your house get flooded out real bad. I tell them never ever worry, what I'm saying is true. So just consider, Tatil will always be here for you.
Tatil, where people are people. You know what I mean.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Welcome to Lamarche Parfait Day Spa and Wellness Center, your premier spa experience located at Bonaccord, Tobago. Visit us today for facials, cellulite treatments, body contours, body treatments, pedicures, manicures, and much more. We have gift cards for all occasions and corporate events. Connect with us on Facebook at Lamarche Parfait Day Spa or call us 273-7772.
Scary. Yeah. Jesus Christ, mother walk, look at people behavior. Yeah. We getting on bad, we up in your area. Yeah. When you see we coming, you know it's danger. Yeah. We better than you and all of your neighbor. Yeah. And we no afraid nothing. We no afraid, we no afraid, we no afraid nothing. We no afraid, we no afraid, we no afraid nothing. How we no afraid, we no afraid.
Hey, Tobago updates. Na, 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 na. Good morning, Tobago. Na, 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 na. Wake up with Candace and Denise.
Let's go, go. It's a brand new morning. Rise up to a brand new dawning as the passion start to rise. The energy.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am your host.
And the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power. We are people in the sun.
Today. So good morning and welcome to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates. And this morning we're talking about letting the people speak. Now, for a long time in the Tobago political environment, we've been talking about the importance of participatory democracy and the importance of the people having their say with a current administration who came into office with a slogan that purported to put people before politics. And so with that need for inclusion in the governance of the island, we have the Tobago Business Chamber,
Chamber of Commerce.
the Tobago Chamber of Commerce, With me this morning, I have Mr. Brendan Gray. Good morning, Mr. Gray.
Morning.
I'm so happy to have you. It's always a pleasure to have you here.
It's always a pleasure to meet you. This is the first time I'm interviewed by you, and I'm very, very proud of that.
Yes, but we have had several conversations online during the pandemic.
We did.
And I got to understand your deep interest in Tobago's development, especially where Tobago's autonomy is concerned.
Very much
when
so.
we did those consultations on the Tobago Autonomy Bill. But this morning, we are talking about letting the people speak, which is Let the People Speak, the Chamber of Business Development series. And this time you guys are having the second session.
Yes.
Of 2 sessions, or is it a number, or is it 3, 4 sessions? How many sessions are you guys planning to do?
The intent is to pursue the same issue as you just raised about having the people to speak out in terms of their own interests. We feel the Chamber need to gather the information where the business sector is concerned, to advocate on their behalf. And as you said, as a Tobagonian, where Tobago is inside of my gut, and most Tobagonians are, I think I need to use the opportunity to foster this kind of advocate on behalf of the people that need support and so on. So this is our second session. We are intending to continue this series right to the end to see where it takes us. The intent also is to advocate to the governance, to the government and the administration power, to determine how do we build back the business community because of the devastating effect it had, the pandemic had on the business community. People are losing their properties. You could just imagine, let's look at it, just imagine you went to the banking sector, you had a proposal, you did a 10-year projection, and the banks did accept your proposal because it was sound. And up come the pandemic.
Right.
And it shut you down. You still owe in the bank. You're still not earning. So what must be done? So we want the business community to come and speak on try the issues that are facing them and how can we resolve them.
Okay. And so you said that this session or these sessions are, you know, a conversation between individuals within the business sector, but it is also an appeal to the current administration. Is there any direct line of communication with the current administration on some of the recommendations that are being made or some of the issues being faced by the chamber?
Well, we have invited the administration to our sessions. We are hoping that this session, the second one, there will be some intervention. Okay. So we're looking forward to that. It's something I wouldn't want to comment on until it happens. And so we believe that it is necessary that we appeal to their softer side, to have the business community. Because let's really be where would you have the earning capacity? Not in the government. It is in the business community where you can expand your earning capacity, and it could really then employ more professional personnel in the sector to do things, accountants, lawyers, engineers. Those kind of opportunity lay in the business sector. And so we're advocating that we develop a proper business sector, a strong business sector that can pay taxes, because the business sector pays more taxes than income, personal income. And we need to expand that so that Tobago in the long run can have its own development fund and develop its own economy right here in Tobago.
Right, and you guys, I know you said to me that you guys would be discussing Tobago business financing solutions that are specific to the island. So are you guys looking to have someone maybe from the banking sector going to be there, someone from the Division of Finance? Who has been invited to be a part of this session?
Well, the invitees include our first Chief Secretary, Mr. Ochoa Charles. He's going to be speaking directly on that area. We have Mr. Winford James who will be speaking about how the credit union can format their operations to fund and assist in the whole development process in the banking this process.
But would anyone from the credit union sector be there to hear some of the comments that are being made? Or is it expected that they would go and look at the session and take the recommendations? Or is a document going to come out of the session that is going to go directly to the stakeholders?
Well, the idea is that Mr. James, remember, he is the, what you call it, for all the credit unions in Trinidad and Tobago. Okay. He advocates on their behalf. He understands. He's I think the director, or I can't remember what his title is, right. But he represents the credit union sector in the debate, in the discussion. So he's going to be one of our panelists to determine and share with us what kind of financing we are expected from there. And so those are the parameters in which we'll be operating.
And I have to ask, what are you guys expecting to get out of these sessions? What is the end goal?
The end goal is to advocate on behalf of the business sector and its development to the administrators and the government, not only the THA, but also the government, so that they can look at the program and see what it is we are doing, where we are going, and how to develop it. Because they are the partly what you call it, the facilitators, because they facilitate business development, they facilitate how things are done. So that's who we appeal to in the long run.
Right,
and that's why we are hoping that they will be there to hear what it is and the appeal. Because you go through to Tobago, you'd see where businesses are closing down. Go to the malls, you see that empty spaces. And so I believe that we need that kind of intervention in order to create an economic development and an economy, Tobago economy on its own.
And in the absence of their attendance to the session, what is the next step to get the message to them?
I would leave that for the session itself and the participants to make that call.
Yeah, because I mean, it's one thing to have a conversation, it's one thing to set up all of these things, but if it's not, the message is not meeting its intended audience, then we have an issue because we're doing it in silos and we're not actually meeting the target.
And I totally agree with what your suggestion. I totally agree with your thoughts in this regard. But you see, for me to say, then I'll be like, I don't want to use some wild, but some dictator. I'll be a dictator if I come here and tell you what we're going to do.
Right.
It's dictating what should happen. Okay. And this is something we need to sit and the people.
And can you give the people maybe a little bit of a preamble as to what they can expect when we talk about business financing solutions outside of the traditional banking loans? You also discussed that Mr. James would be talking about the credit unions. Well, what other financing solutions might we be able to hear about during this session?
I think what our former Chief Secretary, first Chief Secretary, Mr. Charles, would be speaking about is a development bank.
Right.
How do we get that started? What must be done, and how, and what is the purpose for that? What it ought to be doing in terms of development in the area.
Okay.
So that is where we are.
If I'm not mistaken, the Development Bank for Tobago took up a huge portion of the budget presentation that the Chief Secretary would have done last year, and he spoke extensively to the need to have the need to have that here on the island of Tobago. So are you guys advocating for that consultation to begin, for to actually get that idea off the ground, or for the business sector to play a crucial role in the formation of the bank?
Well, I think you hit not the nail on the head, but you hit several nails on the head with that statement, because that is exactly what we are advocating for Tobago. But how that is to be done, we need funding. And how to fund it, I think that is where Mr. Charles will be speaking to that level, because he's part of the advisor to the Chief Secretary, I think.
And I have to ask, because there are national facilities in place for business financing solutions, such as the Exim Bank. We have Invest TT, Trade TT, and Export TT. how are we incorporating all of these elements that already exist at the central government level into what we are trying to do here in Tobago? Because oftentimes we have these facilities available, and I don't know if it's overlooked or we just don't feel as if it is tailored adequately toward the Tobago business. But are these facilities going to be considered in the conversation when we talk about business financing solutions?
You recall my statement is that we are not only seeking to target the THA for our end goal. The end goal is both the THA and the government. And since those associations or organizations reside in the government, we are hoping that when we appeal to that side of the, those will become available to us here in Tobago. And you must recall that we have a THA Act. The THA Act is kind of settled on issues not pertaining to governance, the government. The cabinet then has 75-1 is very involved in our THA proposal, so we need to advocate. And then the Chief Secretary and the Prime Minister, I think, because of the relationship they have, they meet often as they can. These are things that we need to appeal to for him to go to the cabinet and go to the Prime Minister with for our behalf.
Okay. But do you see it as being important to make Tobagoan businesses aware of the facilities that already exist nationally?
Or this, as the series go on, these things will obviously come out. And I think there are personnel in, and let me also say, it's not that the THA or the administration must be in the meeting. I think that you will be there, and your being there, they see it on Facebook or YouTube, and they will follow, I'm sure.
Right.
They will. And so they don't need necessarily has to be at the session.
Right.
But we would obviously like for them, some of them, to come.
And I often find it is only when maybe a controversial statement is made in these sessions and a clip is posted and it goes viral on social media that you find representatives or government officials taking interest in exactly what was said. But how do we mitigate against only paying attention to what the people are saying, because the session is called Let the People Speak, you know, as opposed to waiting until something controversial comes out or something that sounds anti-government, you know, before we actually take a good look into what is being done? How do we mitigate against that?
Well, I don't want to preempt it again, as indicate. I feel what I've seen so far of the administration, they are bold. They have done bold things. Some have turned out well, some have not. So I don't want to preempt what is going to take place. I feel they are, as you rightfully said earlier, the budget presentation, they did speak to the Development Bank, did speak to the business community development, and so we are hoping that we are going to have some positive outcome from our series.
And so tell us time, date, location.
Yes. It is going to be on the 26th of January.
Right.
It's at 4 o'clock in the afternoon to 7. We intend to have 4 presenters, panelists, present, giving them 15 minutes each to present their thoughts, no more than 15 minutes.
Right.
And after that presentation is let the people then take over and present their side, give views, give ideas, and advocate on their own behalf at times. And it's going to be held at the auditorium of the library in Scarborough. We intend to look forward for 200-300 people attending to hear and to look. And as I said, I'm hearing that Tobago Update is going to be there.
You will be there.
To put it on live.
Yes.
So that's what we'll do.
But tell the people before you go, Mr. Gray, why is it important for Tobagonians to participate in the Let the People Speak sessions that is being put on by the Business Chamber?
Well, first of all, Tobago belongs to the people. I think that is important. I mean, you need to decide what you want, what kind of Tobago you want. And if you want to sit back and have things dictated to you, fine, that's the Tobago you want. But if you want to have a Tobago where you have a say in how it is developed, you need to speak out. And that is the reason for our sessions, to get the people. The administration is also going around making, that is also part of the whole process. And we need to advocate on behalf of Tobago what kind of Tobago we want.
Okay. And tell the people, why it is important for them to have the confidence to speak out. Because a lot of people might be saying to themselves, yes, I have these issues, or, I might not be in agreement with particular moves that are being made or decisions that are being taken. But as a business person, I rather not say as to safeguard my own business. So speak to the business persons who don't want to necessarily be seen in anything that could be considered as political.
I hope this is not.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that, but I'm
Yeah.
saying there are a lot of people who are very adverse to participating in anything that could come across as being critical to the administration or could be deemed as political.
Yeah,
so how do you encourage businesses to gain that confidence to participate in something like this without feeling that they're compromising their business?
I don't think this is Tobago. This is ours. I don't think one should be afraid to speak and say the truth. You have to speak out. Design Tobago is just like your business. I mean, if you cannot design it the way you want it to be designed, then it will be designed for you. And when it's designed for you, you have no quarrel. You shouldn't have any query because you gave up the right to design, to be part of the designing of what you see as Tobago. So my thing is, it's not political. It's you as the owners of Tobago need to come and speak out and say, look, this is what I think should happen, and the majority carries.
Yes,
that's democracy.
I totally agree.
That's
and
democracy.
As I said before, the aim is to create a participatory democracy where the voices of all Tobagonians are heard and considered. And so we thank you so much for coming. And so Tobago, you can look forward to Let the People Speak, Session 2 being held at the Tobago Library on the 26th of January at 4 p.m. If you have to rush there after work, if you have to leave someone in charge to man the station, make sure that you are there to seek your own interest, to seek the interest of your business, and to seek interest in the economy of Tobago. Guys, we're going to be back with lots more conversation after the break. Thank you.
Yeah. Hey.
Tobago updates. Good morning, Tobago. Wake up with Candace and Denicia.
Let's go.
Never worry, don't mind how things looking hard. I tell them never ever worry. If you're nice, can't get damaged bad. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider, Tatil will always be here for you.
Tatil, where people are people. You know what I mean.
Rest Assured helped me to cope with the unexpected, provides financial help for final expenses. Rest Assured, the affordable financial comfort plan. Tatil Life, guaranteed protection. Whole Life helps me secure their future, provides financial protection with added benefits. Whole Life, the affordable financial benefits plan. Tatil Life, guaranteed protection.
Welcome. It's Christmas time at Le Marge Parfait Day Spa.
Feliz Navidad. Bienvenido a Limas Parfait de Spa.
Our national borders, our first step to security, but a possible access point for guns, drugs, crime. If it does not look right, Do the right thing. Call Crime Stoppers anonymously. 800-8477. Report possible border crime.
Lifespan is the affordable critical illness plan you need. Cover expenses up to $1 million. Tattoo Life. Guaranteed protection.
If you see or know about a crime, report a crime safely and anonymously. Call 800-TIPS. Help stop crime. You can play your part safely and anonymously. Report a crime. Earn a reward. Call 800-TIPS. Help stop crime. Be a hero, champion, fearless citizen. Be a crime stopper safely and anonymously. Call 800-TIPS. Help stop crime.
Rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks a favor to wake up and hear me neighbor. 60,000 people strong, and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power. We are people in the sun. We are beaches, we are rivers. We are
back. We are back here on Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates. And we know that now the young people are taking charge. They are leading the way and they are setting the example. And this only goes to show that the future of Trinidad and Tobago and the wider Caribbean region seems to be in excellent hands. This is demonstrated by the Caribbean Regional Youth Summit that was held last weekend here in Tobago at the Shore Park Cultural Complex. And this morning I have online with me, I have Mr. Kendall Vincent and I have Samantha Rampasad. Good morning, guys. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. Thank you so much for having us.
How are you guys doing this morning?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
All right, so this morning we are talking about the success of the Caribbean Youth Summit. And we saw a lot of pictures online. We saw the TikToks, we saw the reels, we saw the videos. We saw that you guys had a number of current THA representatives present. We saw that you guys were fully indulged in the Tobago experience. And we are happy that you guys chose Tobago to have that summit. All in all, let us know, how was the summit? How did it go? What was the success of it like? Kendall.
Well, yeah. In terms of the summit experience, so of course being on the back end planning everything, it just happened so quickly. But I would say that the summit had while it had its minor challenges, I would say that all in all it was a success. The young people who we intended to serve really enjoyed the experience, and in terms of being able to connect, network, we were really able to have a sort of solid outcome statement. The action labs was something that the young people look forward to. So in all, I would say that this summit, while it had its challenges, was also a success to the young people it was intended to serve.
And what about you? How did you enjoy the summit?
I am still in recovery mode. I don't know if you can hear my voice, but it's barely there. This summit, as we, the young people, would say, it was lit. We did more than we had intended to do. And, it really created room for us to come and share our creativity and engage in discussion. But more so, it allowed for room for integration, which is something we, the young people, have been asking for quite some time. And having all these different Caribbean countries come together and sharing their culture with us, it was amazing. So we definitely had a wonderful time.
And I must say congratulations to you guys for hosting such an impactful summit. Samantha, you did a wonderful job. I saw a lot of young persons reposting the session that you had, your contributions, and it seemed to be extremely powerful. As my colleagues in the youth space, I have to take my hats off to you guys. It was a job well done. The organization was on point. Even with the last minute running up and down, I had the privilege of seeing a little bit of what was happening on the back end, right? But the end product, it just showed that when we as young people come together and we take charge of what we're doing and we collaborate, it is, what comes out in the end. Oh my God, beautiful images. Is something to be commended. And so I want to know, what are you guys planning to do with all the information and sessions that came out of the summit, Kendall?
Uh, Thank you very much, Chanel. Definitely the work does not stop. I mean, going forward, post this summit, what we intend to do is the information coming out of the action labs, collaborate with the young persons both on the island and both regionally to see if we can get those solution-based ideas that came out of the action lab, move it towards implementation process. So immediately, I think within the next week or so, you will see the final report published from the summit. And of course, we immediately start engaging our different stakeholders, partners, funding agencies towards supporting and funding those projects. So what you will have to do is really sort of, the summit was really the sort of start of what would be further initiatives, further partnerships coming out of the summit. It would be remiss of me to not mention that this is the Commonwealth Year of Youth, and it's basically a year-long activities geared towards putting the focus and emphasis on youth. I'm really happy to see that the Tobago was where things started, kicked off across the Commonwealth, so across the entire Commonwealth. We were very happy to collaborate with the stakeholders in Tobago and, of course, Trinidad towards putting forward the face in a series of activities towards commemorating this Year of Youth. And it's also the first youth conference, major youth conference coming out of the COVID-19 pandemic. So
You guys are
definitely there's going
indeed
to be some
setting the
action.
stage. I was just about to talk about that. So you are creating, as we would like to say, maybe a template for what summits post-COVID is supposed to look like. Now, tell me, how was it getting persons to get out of that virtual conference mindset? Because it was, let's say, we could say almost going to 3 years that most of the conferences, the summits that we saw was happening strictly online. We had a number of political discourse conversations happening in the online space, youth advocacy conversations happening with a number of groups from the school guilds straight up to all the councils and the network. So tell me, what was it like to try to get people back into that habit of being in person, Samantha?
I can tell you, we, the young people, were happy to come outside. We were so happy to finally be back amongst each other, because it's comfortable to stay home and joining on a Zoom. I'm here in Trinidad and I'm able to join you across on the sister island, Tobago, for this interview this morning. But we need to, integrate back into society and feel each other's vibe and just be around each other. So while it might have been difficult because a lot of us has gotten comfortable in just being in our comfort space, it's time for us to wake up, shake up, and come outside. So it was not the easiest to mobilize our young people, but we did it, and everybody showed up, and they really showed out.
Right. But with this new post-COVID era, we don't want to abandon some of the technologies that, were our saving grace during the pandemic. So were you guys able to integrate some element of having the virtual meetings during the summit?
Most definitely. We had quite a lot of
Definitely.
panelists as well joining us from the UK that weren't able to make it across to Tobago. So they would have joined us virtually as well. And we had a few ministers doing that as well. And we had also had our participants joining us online.
Right. And so, Kendall, remind the people, what were a number of the topics that were dealt with during the summit over the past week?
Some of the topics that we discussed, we looked at climate change and sustainable cities. We looked at youth health and COVID-19. We spoke to areas of gender and inclusive development. Those are just some of the few topics that we would have covered across the summit.
Okay, excellent. And tell us a little bit about some of your sponsors and supporters that made the event possible.
You know, First and foremost, so thank you very much for that opportunity. I can never stop say thank you enough First and foremost, the Tobago House of Assembly has done a tremendous job and opportunity in terms of bringing together. I want to just make a special plug, of course, and thank you to the Honorable Chief Secretary, the Honorable Farley Chavez Augustin, and the entire team at the OCS there. Who would have gone above and beyond. I would also want to recognize, of course, the Division of Tourism, Culture, Transport, and Antiquities, if I got that name correct, Miss Sandra, or and the team there for being able to pull together that Tobago Island immersion. So it was really a sort of whole of TAJ approach. So there are different agencies that would have either sponsored, contributed in different ways. The Division of Community Development, Youth Development and Sport, the administrator, Mr. Kent, Ms. Caldera, the entire youth development team there at that division. All in all, it was a tremendous effort and support. And I want to recognize, and appreciate. There were also some young persons as well, Chanel, different persons such as yourself, who were behind the scenes that really sort of provided support to this project. And I really want to say thank you to the Trinidad Youth Council, the Tobago Youth Council, the Commonwealth Secretariat, the Ministry of Youth Development and National Services. There was so much different from the facilitators. We had our very the youth hosts, Luke James Trim, Keeley, Lewis. We had quite a couple of persons, too much to mention, and you, the
Members of
young
the
people of
Tobago
Tobago, for
Updates
really.
Youth Family.
Yes, so yes, I just want to say thank you. Of course, time is against us. I don't mean to forget everyone, but there was so much, all young persons. I just want to say thank you.
Excellent. And so, guys, tell us, what can we look forward to in the future coming out from CRIC? Well, what is ahead? And how is Tobago going to be engaged for more of your future activities?
So definitely going forward, post this summit, I would have also already made that commitment that we are going to continue the partnership on the ground in terms of getting some of those action items, some of those projects, collaboration with the Tobago Youth Council, in terms of what's amplifying youth voice and youth issues on a regional and international basis. So therefore, you can look forward to more collaborations on that end. I can safely see that coming out of this, as well as providing more opportunities for young persons to connect with their regional counterparts, and that is definitely, I can definitely see that we just close off this event next week, and we immediately begin planning, of course, for CYLS 8. So you're going to be hearing some updates on that soon, so that persons can prepare accordingly. But those are just some of the definitely more collaboration, more partnerships, and more initiatives on the ground.
Right, and it would be remiss of us not to talk about some of the drawbacks that you guys faced and how that these things could be addressed in your next session, or even things that the THA could consider moving forward in having partnerships of this nature with organizations such as yourself. Samantha, what were some of the, the drawbacks or issues that you guys face, or recommendations that you have moving forward?
All right, so I can speak on behalf of the delegates because I was a part of the delegation as well, and not specifically CRIC per se. One of the things that we would like to see coming into CYLS 8 is a little bit more time being allocated in terms of planning. With projects and summits as big as this one, they're bound to be slightly ups and downs. And so we would like to be engaged to know how best we can help as well to contribute, not just have the majority of the work rely on CRIC. So we would like the engagement to go two ways, and so that we can try our best to help, because the summit as is was a very, very good one, minus the little hiccups that will be eliminated coming on. But I will allow Kendall as well to share from his perspective.
Kendall, any drawbacks?
Just to add to what Samantha.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just to add to what Samantha would have indicated, from an organization standpoint, there was, of course, some challenges in terms of one coming out of the COVID environment. There are levels in terms of course, we would have faced the economic situation, so it was difficulty, a huge difficulty in terms of timely mobilization of resources, if I can say that, as well as, I would say volunteering engagement. I think coming out of COVID-19, the commitment, while we have some committed young persons, it was difficult in terms of, volunteer commitment in some aspects, but generally, I think we did a fantastic job, notwithstanding the challenges. So those were some of the, of course, finance, economic resources, and of course, volunteers' commitment was some of the
Okay,
challenges that we would have
and that's
experienced.
understood because most of the young people that are interested in summits or some of the activities that you guys do are young people that are very success driven. They have a growth mindset, very young and ambitious, and tend to commit to a number of things. So it is often difficult, even though they volunteer, to get them to really put all their time and effort and energy towards it without some sort of compensation attached. So maybe moving forward as a part of the budget, we have some type of stipend attached for young people who are a part of the organization committee, to have that compensation for their time. But guys, again, a job well done. And before we leave and we wrap up this interview, Kendall, I'm going to give you the opportunity to thank Tobago and to thank everybody else who was a part of the initiative. And again, sitting here from Tobago Updates, we thank you guys for choosing Tobago to have this summit.
So definitely, I just want to say, and from the bottom of my heart, thank you, Tobago, and I say this as a general sort of, because I can't the number of persons. I don't want to sound repetitive, but I just want to say thank you, Tobago, for opening up your hearts, your homes, your hospitality. I mean, I was very much committed in terms of seeing this through because I believe in the immense. I consider myself Trinbagonian, and I say
Right.
that to say that I love Tobago and its people, and at no point in time during this process did I ever doubt the ability of Tobago being able to host a conference of this this nature. So I just really want to say a special thank you to Tobago, because without you, this would not have happened. And if we remember, some of us remember the backstory, is that Tobago really sort of stepped up and out to take this summit. And take up the opportunity, while other countries may have probably shied away from it coming out of COVID. I really want to compliment, and I would want to say that the greatest little island on the planet really sort of stepped up in tremendous ways to make this happen. So thank you, Tobago.
Excellent. What about you, Samantha, right before we wrap up?
I just want to thank everybody, for the great friendships that were created. We are still dealing with the Tobago Banker, but I heard Kendall mentioning that the next summit is already in planning. So I am excited and I am ready. And I know I say that for each and every person that attended. So we also want to thank Crick as well for putting on such a great summit for us and allowing for this room and space for us young people to meet and talk about the issues that are facing us and coming about with creative, sustainable solutions for our future.
Excellent. And guys, my only recommendation moving forward for the summit would be to include a number of young people that span around different industries. So maybe having more persons that are involved in the art, in the art industry and other industries as well, such as sports, being able to present and being able to draw those other young persons who have those interests into the conversation. So just to have a more inclusive approach where youth leadership is concerned. But other than that, I am totally impressed, and I think that you guys did a wonderful job. And I look forward to what is coming next year. Are you guys planning to come to Tobago again?
Well, I would say with the summit, but to say at least right now, right away. But I would definitely think that we can look forward to coming to Tobago to have other sort of initiatives. Definitely, that is the commitment.
All right, guys, thank you so much. And guys, that was Kendall Vincent. He's the chairman of the Caribbean Regional Youth Council. And we had Samantha Rampasad as well on with us this morning as they spoke, as they wrapped up the Caribbean Youth Summit that was held at the Shore Park Complex over last week. I believe it started on Thursday and it ended on Sunday. They had a number of speakers. They spoke about climate change and sustainability, how young persons can have impact on policy development, and what can be truly done to empower young persons and move the advocacy from just advocacy to action. And so this is something that we encourage here on the island of Tobago, as well as here at Tobago Updates. And we had a number of our youth speakers or youth hosts were there over the weekend doing a great job representing us. We had Luke Trim, we had Janae Campbell, and the entire team. We had Kaylee was out there. Guys, you guys did well. We are proud. Again, Tobago, this is what the young people of Tobago have to offer. Quite impressive, I must say. Guys, thank you for joining us. Thank you for liking, sharing, and commenting. I am Chanel Felix, your Good Morning Tobago host here on Tobago Updates, and I look forward to seeing you guys again next Tuesday. Still, guys, tomorrow my co-host Candice Jackson is going to be on with you, and look forward to a great conversation as usual. Guys, have a great day, and thank you for joining us.
60,000 people strong.